Hey, y'all, I hope you're doing well. I hope you like my Wonder Woman headband. So we're coming in live. I am doing a pop-up coaching session, and we're talking about how to stop caring so much about what other people think. Now, if you haven't yet listened to this week's podcast of the Confidence Podcast, you're gonna want to listen to that, maybe probably after you listen to this. But in that episode, I share with you 10 ways that are really practical that you can stop caring so much what people think. Now, you guys, I'm gonna be looking back and forth because I've got my laptop pulled up so I can get your questions. Before we dive into questions, it's open Q&A. I got 20 minutes till my next coaching client, so these 20 minutes are yours. And I want to talk about how do we overcome and get past this resistance, this really invisible limitation that we put on ourselves about that keeps us from chasing our dreams, because we get so wrapped into caring what people think, and it starts deteriorating us and causing us to second guess ourselves. So as you guys prep your questions, as I wait for you to come on, I want to share with you also just a little coaching point that we always have more available to us than we think that we do. You may already realize this if you're an Apple user, but did you know that on your phone, on your Apple Watch, if you swipe up, you can use the Find Phone Finder and it will find your phone, it will ding your phone. I've had my watch for 2 years, almost 2 full years, and I just learned about this 2 days ago. And I love this. The reason I'm sharing this with you, and since I learned about this feature from my friend Dana, peace out, thank you, Dana. Game changing, you guys. I've found my phone like 4 times already because of it. And what I share this with you because I want to remind you that we have so much available to us that if we just look at it differently, that we didn't realize we had. So wherever you are right now, if you're feeling stuck, I want to encourage you to think about it another way. I want to encourage you that you have more resources available to you than you think you do. You know what the hardest thing is? Asking for help, slowing down, not being so rushed and so convinced that you don't have time. So that is my little soapbox, my little soap story for you today. I am taking questions. Let me see if we have any coming in just yet. No one yet? Come on, y'all. We're gonna talk. I'll start us with some more coaching then. I used to be, you guys, let's be honest, it's a daily decision not to be wrapped up in caring what people think. Because the reality is that if you're gonna do anything of worth in this world, you're gonna have people who don't like what you're doing, who think that what you're doing is stupid, who disagree with your opinion, who want to shut and dim your light, because when you start shining bright, you shine light on the fact that not everyone else is living to the fullest, is making an effort, is putting themselves out there. And I want to let you know that one of the most freeing things that I was told along the way by a mentor is that I was starting to grow my own business and become this version of myself that feels the most natural and alive, was that the people that I admired still struggled with overcoming caring what people think. Because I thought they just had it all figured out. And I hope that you find it encouraging, not discouraging, but encouraging to know that I choose on a daily basis to let go of that temptation to care about what people think. That it's a natural part of humanity, a part of our wiring. It's not something wrong with you. It's not something that's gonna keep you stuck. Just saying, well, I just care too much about what people think. I'm just a people pleaser. I'm just stuck in this perfectionistic way. I just want it to be perfect before I put it out there. That's all a cop-out. You are saying that these habits you formed are who you are, and they simply aren't. They don't have to stay that way. You don't have those are characteristics, those are behaviors, they're not who you are. I really believe we can find freedom from people pleasing. Does that mean that I've found 100% freedom? No, but I've made a lot of progress and life is a lot better and a lot easier. I also believe that even if you've spent your whole lifetime, maybe that's 50 years, 60 years where you're feeling, thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. You spent all this time really being concerned about what someone might be thinking of you. Maybe you're overcoming social anxiety. You're afraid to start writing that book because of what so-and-so might say. You're still holding on to something that was said to you in middle school. I'm not sure what that little message is that says you're not enough. Watch out what they might think, but I know that we all have them. And I know that when we learn to turn down the volume of the insecurity and turn up the volume of what really matters to us, what is really true for us, what we're really called to do, that's when we can find freedom and separate. And you know, one of the most other groundbreaking things I had in my life was when I realized that no one is thinking about me as much as I think that they are. And that's like, it's actually really hard to wrap your head around, because admitting that you care that much what people think and you're assuming that they're thinking about you means that you know in your mind that you're actually like, wait, this is really egocentric, and I don't want to think that everybody's thinking that much about me, but obviously I think that because I'm not doing the things I want to do because I'm afraid of what people might think. And so here's the truth, y'all. Everyone else is doing that same thing. They're all worried about what they might be thinking you are thinking of them. So let's just all be free from it. Let's find freedom and just give ourselves permission to be. Veronica, what up, girlfriend? I'm glad you're here. It's hard to remember that, though. It is. Well, here's why. I know why it's hard to remember that. Thank you for sharing that. It's hard to remember that because we have trained ourselves for years, if not decades, to be really mindful, to behave a certain way, up to certain expectations, and to fit in. Now, the contradictory thing is that we want to fit in and we want to stand out. Well, there's a conflict there. That's hard to do. Melissa, yes, give yourself permission to just be. Amen. Amen. I'll tell you the best thing anybody ever said to me, best thing a mentor said to me, Trish, go be Trish. Just go be Trish. Because all I need to do is be Trish. And that Trish took a while to figure out. And we talk about that. Actually, we talk on the podcast episode. Has anybody listened yet to this week? I know one girl reached out. She said she's already listened to the episode 3 times. It got released this morning. That tells me it's worth checking out. But in the podcast, I do go into a little bit more about, okay, so just be you, right? That's what frees us from caring too much and getting wrapped up in what someone thinks. But how do we figure that out? So if you want to figure out and learn how to be you and how to learn to understand who you are, that is all in the show. It's for you. It's free. You can get it anywhere you listen to podcasts, by the way, or just directly on my website, trishblackwell.com/283. It's episode 283. Kimberly, what's up? Good to see you. I listened this morning and need to again. That's where I'm working on finding out who I am. I love that. That's awesome. Figuring out who you are. I talk with my coaching clients about this concept of being a fourth bucket. I know, so like what Kimberly brought up, a lot of us know who we are, traditionally speaking, who we are as a person, as a husband or wife, who we are as a parent, who we are in our work environment. So those are 3 main buckets, right? You know, you've got relationship, your main primary relationship or relationships. You have your main primary duties, what you do and you fill your day with, and then you have your main role, like in relation to the people most important to you. So a parent or maybe a daughter. What about that 4th bucket? What about the 4th Trish? Like, I had to really break down and figure out, who is this person? What do I like to do? And one of the things I advise on the podcast episode is to figure out, you sort of need to start dating yourself. So start exploring, what is it that you like to do? What makes your soul sing? What makes your heart come alive? And, you know, for me, you guys know I love the color pink. And for a long time, I used to apologize about it and say, oh, I like pink, right? I mean, I got pink glasses. I made a pink drink today. I'm wearing pink. And I thought about this because I've got pink lip gloss on. I'm about to get on. I was getting ready and I wanted to hop on and hang out with y'all. I went, well, my hair's not done, this and this. What are they going to think? When's the last time you thought that? What are they going to think? And then you know what I said? They're not going to care. They're going to be happy you're showing up and loving on them and sprinkling encouragement, because nobody cares, Trish, if your hair's in a ponytail or if it's down and it's curled, because I had taken the time today to curl it. So the great example of a little example, yeah, pink all the way, baby. A little example of how these concepts creep in. And if you love pink, wear it, embrace it. You know, I met a new client today and I met in person. It was awesome. And I thought, you know what, Trish, like, dress up, put some heels on. But I was going to the gym after. So I wore my gym clothes, fun, cute gym clothes, but it's being unapologetically you is so incredibly freeing. And I want to encourage you to do that. A couple other ways, I shared with you 10 ways. If you're on my email list, you definitely got it. If you're not on my email list, message me. I will hook you up. Or you can go to trishblackwell.com/free book, and you also get a free ebook when you opt in there. I don't spam you. Don't worry. Just send weekly motivation to your inbox. But this week, today's motivational email was 10 ways to care less about what people think of you. And don't worry, I spent a whole 45 minutes of the podcast going on deep on this, but I'll just share these for you. Number 1, learn to value what's important to you. Number 2, simplify your thinking. I really think that, hey, thank you. Yeah, my mom bun, and then my headband, Star headband. I just got this from Headbands of Hope. You guys, I'm obsessed. Headbands of Hope, check it out. It's a 1-to-1 model. They donate for every headband you purchase. They donate a headband to a child with cancer. It's amazing. So awesome, awesome company. I'm getting slightly bored. Number 2, so simplify your thinking. We overthink what someone may or may not think about us. We overthink, like sometimes I've always felt like just a little too nerdy or a little bit too enthusiastic and too eager beaver. And I've always worried like, oh, what is somebody gonna think? They're gonna have, oh, here's that annoying girl. And nobody's thinking that. They're going, thank God somebody said hi to me first. Right? So the overthinking, what it does is it isolates you and disconnects you. When we're isolated, we start overthinking what somebody else might think. And I think it's so freeing to say we all need better relationships. We all need to know that we're a part of, that we belong, but that we also stand out and we contribute and we're special. And so I want to encourage you to say, it's okay to say, I need more friends. I need to make more effort in social interactions. And wherever you stand, don't be embarrassed of that. Don't let caring what someone may or may not think of you, if you invite them to that play date or you invite them on over to your house or you invite them to go work out with you or take a walk, include. You'll be amazed what an invite, what a handout means to somebody. All right, that was number 2. Number 3, get the right tribe. Surround yourself with the right people, and then we'll make a tremendous impact about worrying about what people think. And you know, the reality is that we're all fundamentally wondering if people like us. And it's so funny I have a 3-year-old daughter and she goes to preschool, and every day I say, did you make new friends? Were you kind? It's so interesting that these things we learn at 3 and 4 years old, they are just as true and as important for our quality of life and our confidence when we're 33, when we're 44, okay? So just keep it simple and make effort to make the right friends. Put yourself around people who build other people up. If you're around toxic people who gossip, yeah, I would worry they talk about me too, because they probably will. I don't want to be around those people. And same thing, if you've got a dream on your heart, you've got a business, you're pushing forward a goal, listen, there are going to be people who think what you do is silly. Let them think that. Let the haters hate. Again, when you start taking action and doing something that matters, people are going to either pull you back or push you forward. And that's gonna be a really great indication of who you wanna keep in your life. Number 4, how do you care less about what people think? You stop apologizing. Stop apologizing for everything. Stop apologizing and taking on ownership of everything, and just be you. Apologize for what needs to be apologized for, but I think we over-apologize and then we make ourselves small. Number 5, remember that no one really cares. And I hate that. You know, it sounds so negative to say that, but then the reality is that people really just care about themselves. And I hate to say, again, no, take this in the context of our conversation, but letting go of what people care care about you is realizing that they're just as insecure, wondering what you care about them. And I think the answer to all of this is love. Love them where they're at. Encourage them, build them up, and they're gonna realize, wait, we're all worried about the same thing. Number 6, you can't please everyone, so stop wasting your energy trying. Literally focus on what you can control. You can control your mood, your experience, and your attitude, and your choices. That was number 6. Number 7 is practice putting yourself out there and being your true self. This is hard, but taking steps to do it. It was hard to start learning to be myself. It was hard to learn to say, I'm gonna do this, even if someone thinks it's stupid. I got a lot of pushback from my family when I started running. Why are you gonna do a marathon? Why endurance events? I was doing it for me. So do in your heart, follow that heart. Now they don't question it. They know I love it, right? And number 8, do one thing every day that scares you. If you want to grow in learning how to let go, if you want to stop worrying about what people think, do one thing every day that scares you. Go talk to that person that intimidates you. Text that friend that you want to have coffee with, even if you have social anxiety, you're not sure what you want to say when you're going to sit down. Start writing the book. Go and reach out and ask for that opportunity. Ask for a raise. Do one thing every day that scares you, no matter how big or how small, it matters. And what that does is it moves you forward. It teaches you and trains you to not personalize any perceived rejection that you feel along the way. And it help to have more courage. The more courage we have, the more confidence we have. The more confidence and courage we have, the more we will thrive and not be bogged down by worrying about, and it's not even bogged down. We get paralyzed by caring what people think. Number 9, accept help. Accepting help also means asking for help. So when you need coaching, get coaching. When you need to be in therapy, go get therapy. When you are overwhelmed and you're taking on all the responsibilities of the house and the home and this and that, ask your husband or your wife for help, right? You don't have to do it all and be it all. You don't have to do all the things for all the people. We are human. And I think the more we start to learn to accept that and stop trying to earn our worth and know that we are worthy, then the more we can walk in love and walk in peace and walk without the anxiety of performing and then worrying about what people think or not if we're good enough. And then finally, be your own friend. I think self-kindness goes so far, it's crazy, and I think that we stink at it. So you know what? It's so funny. Like, I talked to Ellie, my 3-year-old, and I'm like, were you a good friend today? And I want to ask you that question while I drink my pink drink. And I'd love for you to comment. Let's be honest. Were you a good friend to you today? Were you a good friend to yourself today? The same way you would ask a child, I want you to ask yourself that daily. This is a process of learning how to be a friend to ourselves. The more you learn to be a friend to yourself, the more you'll be able to be free from worrying if everybody wants to be your friend or not, of what they might think or what they're gonna say. And who is this they anyways, right? This they doesn't even really exist, but we tell ourselves they exist. But were you a good friend today to yourself today? And then another question to ask yourself as you dive into this is, how can I be a good friend to myself today? And it's in the little ways. Like for me, it was walking the dog just now. It can be going out and stretching. Trying to see anyone else. Come on, y'all, comment. Let me know. Are you willing to be a good friend to yourself? I want to know. Or what can you do to be a good friend to yourself? Now I got about 5 to 10 more minutes. I want to talk. How can I serve you? What questions do you have on anything that you're struggling with that you want to find freedom? If you want a strategy for saying, okay, how do I stop letting this person bother me? Because I'm here for you. Kimberly, thank you for commenting. I'm not sure how I was a good friend to myself. I will probably say no. Love the honesty, but guess what, girl? The day ain't done, right? The day ain't done. So that's good news. So maybe being a friend to yourself means going and just getting your favorite drink. Maybe it means getting to bed earlier, taking a bath. You got your water in, so that's awesome. Veronica, I'm willing, but for example, I don't think I was a good friend to myself today, right? We can judge a lot by our own self-talk, but again, if our own self-talk doesn't improve, we won't ever find the freedom and the strength to be able to remove ourselves from worrying about what people think. So really letting go of what people think of you starts with being a friend to yourself. What would you tell your child? I would tell Ellie, if you want to be friends with so-and-so, why don't you be kind to them? Why don't you say something nice about how they look today? Why don't you invite them to do something fun? Why don't you share your cookie with them? Why don't you play together? So I think we take those same concepts and put them in relation to ourselves. And I think complimenting yourself is a great way to start. Without it being too trite or woo-woo, like legitimately saying, hey, like I feel good today. I'm a great little light of love walking in this world. What a gift. Good job, me. Keeping track of your champagne moments, of little things you've done well. I pat myself on the back all the time because I am somebody who needs words of affirmation. So just going out and getting the fresh air that I just got, like it fills my soul. But I also have to say, Trish, way to be a friend to yourself and way to be a good dog owner. Like you walked your dog in the middle of the day instead of working more, right? Melissa, the universe, pressed pause button on me. I'm recovering from surgery, so it's hard to sit back and do nothing. My goodness, I can only imagine. So my heart goes out to you first and foremost. It's not me. This experience changes my perspective on life. So you showered? Yeah, showering after surgery is a big accomplishment. So that is, you know what? I think being a friend to yourself in the stage where you're at, in a moment of pause and a holding place is a beautiful thing. And I agree that God lets us be in these places for a reason, to learn something. And I'll tell you, patience, perseverance, letting go of everything we've taken for granted. I'm not jealous of where you're at because I don't want to be recovering from a surgery myself. But I'm jealous of all that you're in the process of getting to experience firsthand and learn. And that is being a friend to yourself is being open to the growth that you're learning in front of you. So that's fantastic. And I hope that your recovery continues to go well. But yeah, it's definitely hard to sit back. But I bet there's something as you sit back that's been on your heart that you probably can now say, all right, maybe this is my opportunity to start taking action on this. Maybe it's you've wanted to create, I don't know, like a new scrapbook for your kids, or you've been wanting to create a better system for keeping track of birthdays, right? And maybe automating all your birthday cards. I don't know. There's a lot of things, or maybe you've got a book you want to start writing, and it's time to do it, or a business you want to start building, or just general reflection that you're like, okay, it's time to really buckle down, and I now have the time. Time's a gift. So I wonder what you're supposed to be using your time for now, but that's exciting. So I wish you well, and I hope that it continues to heal well. You guys, anything else that I could help you with? If you have not yet listened to this episode, please check it out, trishblackwell.com/283. And you guys, as always, please subscribe and make sure that way you won't miss any of the updates, any podcasts, that you'll always get the newest podcast right in your feed. So if you go to iTunes, look up the Confidence Podcast and then hit subscribe. I got 2 minutes. I'll hang out for 2 more minutes. Anything else that I can help you guys with? Deanna, it's good to see you. I see that you're on. My goal, you guys, is to keep coming back on Tuesday afternoons for you. So please kind of make that little note to yourself. And typically we'll be talking about whatever theme that's going to have been on the Confidence Podcast that week. So if you found this at all encouraging, please share this live with a friend, whether just to your Facebook page or to their page or to a message for them. Let's spread the love. Let's let's throw kindness out like it's confetti. And you know I think the best way to overcome caring what people think is to just say, how can I just be ridiculously and terrifically loving in a world that's pretty discouraging? That you have the gift that you think about the last time you got complimented, and think about how it really transformed your day. And now realize that you've got within just your heart and your words and your actions, the power to absolutely transform someone's day, their week, and their mindset about themselves by you just being you, by you just loving on them. So the next time you're feeling that fear of like, what are they going to think of me, or what do they think? I want you to remind yourself that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they think of you. It matters what can you give to them. If you focus on that, I think you're going to find that there's more freedom for you to then take that time to figure out who you are. I'll take this last question, Vero. Thank you. How would you change your mindset? For example, if I'm sick and I feel horrible and annoyed with myself for not going to the gym. Well, first off, it's not too late to go to the gym, so I would say that. But really what I would say is get outside and walk for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, even if it's in the rain. I took a walk in the rain the other day. It was awesome. I just put my raincoat on and my rain boots, and I was drenched. And it was really it was fun to just say, like, people don't do this enough, right? And I think you change your mindset for beating yourself up. So we beat ourselves up so much, and it doesn't serve us. And what I would say, Veronica, is to say, instead of beating myself up, I'm going to say, good job you for being annoyed that you didn't follow through. That means that next time you're going to follow through more. This regret that you feel is a good motivator to not have it happen in the future, and you can learn from that and give thanks for that. And then if you're not feeling good, thank your body for giving you the message that you needed to take a break. That there's something that is kind and self-honoring to taking care of yourself. And you did that. So even if you feel guilty that you didn't go to the gym, there is something to be said for saying, I'm learning to listen to my body, and that is kindness. And you guys, kindness is always the right choice. It's always the right choice. It's love. It's love manifested. So to simplify, the more we love others, the more we will be free from caring about what they may or may not think about us. So I hope that encourages you. Check out the podcast, trishblackwell.com/283, or in iTunes, anywhere you listen to podcasts, episode number 283. I got a jet, got my client, and then I get to pick my kids up. I'm so excited. So I see you guys, love you, and I'll see you guys next week, this time-ish, here for another live. So bring your questions and spread the word. All right, bye.